What's up, Disciple Gang? My name is Skybreak, and today I'm going to be breaking down Waterfall off of Disciple's brand new compilation, Afterlife Volume 1. 8 songs of melodic bass, and here's one of them. Let's get right into it. Alright, and here we are in the project. As you can see, it's a bit of a clusterfuck, as is usual for my projects. But it's just kind of controlled chaos. There's a method to my madness. There's a lot of bass layers and shit. Yeah, just to give y'all a refresher, I'm going to play it from the build to the drop, because in this breakdown, we're mainly going to be focusing on drops 1 and maybe 2. So, let's see what we can do. There we go. I got it eventually. Let's drop 1. We're gonna go over this, we're gonna break it down, and I just want to preface this with the idea I kind of had with this track is I really wanted to be a little bit minimal but still go like super hard. Usually melodic rhythm producers focus on melody first, tonality first, but here I actually focused on making the rhythm before I even considered the lead melody. So for a long time what I had sounded something like this. Here out in the background, you have all those supporting layers and you can kind of hear what the rhythm of the lead is without even hearing it. And the lead was actually a bit of an afterthought in this, but it eventually turned into a main element, and it's kind of these two things combined really kind of gave it its iconic melody. I don't know if it's iconic yet, the track's barely been out. But it definitely kind of makes it Waterfall. So let's break down how many layers are going crazy over here. Don't know why this boy's right here. Okay. This is the main thing that's kind of introducing the tonality to the background. It's just a little harmor patch. It's just 6 voices of unison on a saw wave, and I'm automating a crude bandpass. Adds a lot of peaks and lots of wop wop wops. And that layer combined with like the grittier stuff like this, it's from a granular synthesis jam I did a while ago. And let's add back the layers. There's a lot of them. But yeah, these are a lot of things. The way I like to work is I like to do my sound design in a different project, because when I'm really focused on composing or like writing a tune, I don't really want to go back and spend 17 hours on a fucking harmor patch. I just kind of want to write. So I'll do like simple sound design like the bandpassy harmor thing, but for more complex like dubstep synths, I just have this massive folder I've been building over the years in separate sound design sessions, because when you're in that mindset, you really kind of inspire yourself to do a ton of stupid shit, like, oh, why don't we put like 17 frequency shifters and crank the feedback and see what comes out. Like, if you did that in an actual song project, you would fuck up your mix down, you'd fuck up your CPU. Like, just do it in your separate project. It also forces you to commit, so I really see like no cons. I switched to audio around like a year ago and I've never looked back. Then I got the sub. Yes, I know this sub is a preset. I know it's Nashco. Let me explain. This is a really simple patch. I could have designed it myself, but again, just wanted to save a little time, so I slapped this on because I really like the harmonics it has. But the basic way of how it's sounding so doofy and machine gun-like is it's starting at the sine wave is starting out at like a really high octave. It's coming down to a low octave like super fast, so it kind of creates this little every time it hits. So So yeah, this would be the envelope. As you can see, it's automating the chorus pit. It just sounds really heavy and sick. So yeah, could have designed that myself. Didn't bother. Ah yes, the lead. Let's get into how this was made. It's not that hard. So every Windows computer kind of comes with this built-in thing called General MIDI. It's a bunch of like kind of shitty 16-bit instruments, but I found it kind of adds a little bit of like a SNES Genesis nostalgia vibe to your tracks if you can use them in interesting ways. So I'm actually using synth bass 2. Let's get into there. This is so many higher octaves than it should be, and that's what's creating this cool tone. It should be more closer to here. I guess it changed keys, so that's great. But yeah, we're making it really high. So the bass harmonics are kind of turning into more high-end character. In order to kind of give it that droplet feel, I'm taking whatever the melody is down here and I'm pitching it up an octave and delaying it by like a millisecond. So they kind of have this stacked layered effect, which I really thought was cool. Then of course I'm layering that with something that's apparently panned a little left. What the hell was I doing in this project? Yeah, so this is, if I can find it, where is this? Ah yes, so this is a marimba. And that's really also quite a high octave for what it's worth. And those layered together kind of create this sound that has like a lot of like bell harmonics, but it's also really full in the mids. So that's what I like. So here's that with no effect. Not that different. So a lot of this is just widening and cleaning up. Got a little chorus here. Chorus is actually a really good stereo widener in my opinion. Usually I only keep it at 33% because it can introduce that kind of vocal doubly flangey effect. But Kiloheart's chorus, I slap that shit on a lot of things for width. Then I got a disperser here that's kind of flattening out the transients, bubbling them up. I'm sure people on this channel have talked about disperser before. It's kind of a staple. I got some OTT. Good old-fashioned, never heard, don't know if you've ever heard of it. Then I'm high-passing because there's a lot of kind of stuff that you don't hear, and if you don't hear it, you don't really need it, in my opinion. Because that's just going to eat up headroom. A little bit of a compressor. I got it on Vintage R. I really like that compressor type. And then sometimes I'll bring in this little crystallizer. This is from Sound Toys. I fucking love this plugin. It's basically it splits the sound into like many really, really tiny granular crystals. Pitch them around, it'll pan them around, and it's just like a really unique delay plugin. So sometimes when I would need to fill up space, rather than automating in reverb, I'll automate in some crystallizer. So you get tones like this. I don't know, I just really like that. And then of course I also have the Valhalla Room, which is acting as my automate this in type reverb. Then I got a little Serum Effects, which isn't doing anything apparently. And this pretty balanced. Oh yeah, this is really important in mixing. Throughout the track, when I want these layers to really like kind of be the forefront, I'll keep it at like 1 or negative 0.5 dB. But when, like, for example, the lead comes in the second half of the drop, I will manually automate down the volume of this so you can hear the lead better. There's the lead. Playing the same melody. I don't know. It's good shit. So I've got that going on for the hats. I have this key jangle that I'm automating the volume in really fast. That's just kind of adding a little bit more character, pre-shift to the snare. Got a little AU5 crash called Snow. And I believe one of these layers eventually is panned right because this one is panned left. It's important to kind of get it. Maybe this is the pan. Where the hell is the pan right element? But yeah, maybe I was breaking the rule here, which I'm not proud of myself for. But it's important to kind of keep the pan rule in mind. If you pan something right or left, you should pan something else in a similar frequency range the other direction, just so you can maintain balance to your mix, and your mix isn't all, oh, it's all in my left ear. You kind of don't want that. Unless you're like very intentionally doing that, in which kudos to you. We've also got this kind of trap hi-hat on the quarter notes. I really wanted to emphasize the quarter notes on this, except for this one, obviously. Just has a very free-flowing flow. Free-flowing flow, that's a word. But yeah, kind of lots of ricochet cool effects. I should probably go over these fills. A lot of the chord is coming from, like I said before, that kind of tonal bandpassy harmor layer. Then I've got this, was done in Harmor, I believe. It was automating the prism and some phasers and cool shit. So that's going from C, D, and it's going to go to E. I'm doing that by putting it on stretch mode, and you can automate the pitch up. On most other FL modes, you can't automate the pitch up without automating like the rest of the sound, like the time. So stretch mode kind of, it eliminates some of your transients, so be a little bit careful, but for stuff like this where you need it to hit 2 notes, it's very good for that. Yeah, and these basses are continuously playing as well. I've got the sample from the Modus Supernova sample pack. It's just a razor patch. Again, could have designed it myself. I got lazy. Sounds like he's automating like a comb peak on Razor. That's a really good filter. So that's kind of adding a little bit of character to the whole sound. Overall, they all sound really cool together. Then for a little sense of progression, we got this little detuned saw arp coming in. It's really kind of felt, not heard. But it's filling up some space around the stereo field that wasn't there in the first half, just because of sense of progression to it. I have this cone sound tech percussion loop I found on Splice. And then over this part, I have this really wet, watery, reverbed out ARP layer, which is, again, like, you're definitely not going to hear it if you listen for it, but it is filling up just that little bit more in the stereo field. And let's see what we can do in the second drop. Right. To get this kind of lead sound really, really gritty and dirty, it's all just some overdrive distortion that I'm pushing the fuck out of on sine wave, which I'm automating the sync on. Let's kind of give that wow movement. then right here again, I'm using chorus. I have it around like 75% mix level. Just adding a lot of stereo width. Wouldn't recommend doing too high chorus in most circumstances because you can create really bad phasing issues. I have some Endless Smile, and what's weird about preset 1 on Endless Smile is it actually acts really well as a reverb plugin. Listen to this. It's supposed to be used for build-ups, but in Fist in the Air, it's quality content. What else can I really show off here? It's just very similar to the first drop, sound design wise. I switched the melody up a little bit. So rather than going da 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 da, it kind of goes a little bit more fast and driving with da 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 da. Oh, I know. I've layered this with I have this section from here extended out a little bit more. Right here. It kind of goes, yeah. But yeah, that kind of goes on for like 2 bars here. A little bit of different movement as well. But it's the same basic idea. I'm using a lot of the same patches from there. I've layered it with this. Really distorted vocal chop thingy. Overall, just fills up a lot of space. And the chord everyone loves. You think this is going to resolve to an E minor. Instead it goes to E major. Or no, E dominant? Yeah, E dominant. Without going into too much music theory, blah 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 here. A dominant chord is essentially when you take a major chord and you add a minor 7. And just creates this really weird kind of what the fuck's going on kind of tone. Because as you can see, you have a tritone, and these together sound fucking horrible. But in this context, it kind of works because it substitutes for a minor chord. What else can I show off here? One thing I like to do at the end of my my drops is I like to low pass everything kind of down and out, and have everything reverb into the breakdown. Just really uses up that transition. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this breakdown. If you learned something, be sure to do whatever Disciple likes you to do. Subscribe, go pre-save. I don't know if it's out by now, but if it's not, be sure to go pre-save Afterlife Volume 1. Everyone really put a lot of work into their tracks, a lot of bangers, and yeah, other than that, my name is Skybreak, and I will see you guys soon, hopefully.